Hello everyone, what's going on? It's Nordic here. Welcome back to yet again another Watch With Nordic live stream. Today, we got a good one. We got the Washington Capitals and the Montreal Canadiens here today. First off, I need to actually change the jerseys in the back, so we're going to do that first here real quick, and then we'll get started. I realized that while I was streaming all of last night's games, that I had all of these jerseys up, or that I had those two up for all my streams yesterday. So I was like, oh great, well that's not good. All right, now it's fixed. Perfect. There you go. Okay, how's everybody doing? Let's do our annual look at the playoff board for tonight's batch of games. I think there's 3 tonight. We're doing 2 of them. Let me pull up the schedule here real quick. Yes, there is 3. So, let's pull up the good old playoff board. First and foremost, the games that we are doing tonight. We have, obviously, Capitals versus Canadiens up here. Montreal looking to tie the series up tonight. Washington looking to take a commanding 2-0 series lead here at home and head to the Bell Center with that advantage. Because I think, again, if Montreal can take game 2, I think they take at least 1 at the Bell Center. So I really like their chances there if they can win tonight. But if Washington takes it 2-0, it might be wraps in 5, to be honest with you. As for the other games tonight, we'll do Oilers-Kings, too. Again, it's kind of the same thing for the Kings. I think if they go down 2-0, though, or if they go up 2-0, though, I think the Oilers are more susceptible to coming back for sure. But again, anything's possible. I do think, though, tonight, though, that Edmonton does tie this game up. I think they tie this series up after how last night's series went. I think they tie this one up. And then game 3 of Dallas versus Colorado. We'll see if Landeskog actually plays this time around. But from what we're hearing, it seems like that's what's going to happen. So we'll have to see there what comes of it. But it looks like Landeskog's likely going to be playing for game 3. And that's all the playoff series that are going on tonight. There's only 3. I think Jets and Blues is tomorrow. So we'll obviously wait for that when that happens. But we won't be streaming tomorrow. It's an off day for me tomorrow. So, yeah. All right. And as well as that, too, I will be crafting up the schedule. Why did I still have this? I will be crafting up the schedule for next week's batch of games midway through this stream here as well. So you guys can pick what games I do streams of. We'll be doing streams on probably Sunday too. This might be a whole weekend of streams because I didn't get scheduled for work. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go live for the entire time. So we might do games on Saturday and Sunday, the entire day, and then Monday will be my day off. Maybe. I'll have to see how the series go between then and now. Tuesday will be a day of streaming. Wednesday will be a day off. Thursday will be a day of streaming. Friday will just be one stream. That's what my plan is, at least as of right now. But by that time, we'll be in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So obviously there's a little bit of time there between then and now. But that's what the plan is at this moment in time. I'll be kind of editing that and looking into that here midway through. But a lot of things for you guys to look forward to here coming from the channel. And then tomorrow, there's actually a slight chance we do a stream. I'll have to see what my schedule really looks like. But it's more likely than not tomorrow is an off day because we'll probably be going all day Friday, or we'll probably be going all day Saturday, and then more than likely all day Sunday too. All right, let me get my charger. I wasn't exactly fully prepared. I was playing NHL 25, so. Oh, I wasn't fully prepared. All right. All right, perfect. That's all set up. We'll get ready for game time here in about, I would say, 10 minutes, maybe less. Probably less, to be honest with you. And yeah, hopefully everyone's having a great night so far. We got a fun night of hockey here scheduled. Only 2 games on Monday. Also want to say thank you guys so much for the support in the in last night's batch of streams and the night before. It's been some pretty phenomenal stuff we've been able to do. Just with overall how the schedule has gone. We've done so many streams. We've gotten a lot of new viewers and new subscribers, and I'm grateful to you guys for that. So thank you. As of right now, it's looking like we'll be more likely than not doing 2 streams on Sunday. So you guys can look forward to that. Monday is probably going to be an off day because unless if Dallas and Colorado gets to that point, or Florida sweeps Washington, or Florida sweeps Tampa Bay, there is no chance of us doing a stream on, or anything that matters on Monday. So just letting you guys know there. But that's a couple days away. Let's let this next couple of days play out. You would jinx, you would op, Elko. Oh, fuck, I forgot Sunday's MVP, so no streams on Sunday. I forgot about that. Shit. So, yeah, Sunday will be MVP, and then Monday we'll do streams. Let's just change that around. And the Royals are already losing. Apologies, Mr. LeBlanc James. Thank you for reminding me that I have another podcast. All right, let's get ready for puck drop here. They're going to do the national anthem for both Canada and the United States, and we'll get started here with tonight's fun festivities of games. So let me, I'm going to start drawing up the schedule that I want to do for next week. Because I know I'll be doing streams on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday will be the off day, Thursday, and then partially Friday. But I got to remember that I work on Monday, so we might only be able to do the late night game. All right. Singing "O Canada," as you can likely hear through. This is our first time streaming this series. After tonight, we will have streamed every single first round series in this year's playoffs at least once. I'm pretty sure we've done all of them now. So, what about tomorrow? Tomorrow I have Royals, and then if I don't have Royals, I have hockey, so I won't be doing streams tomorrow. And I'm kind of trying to pace myself every 2 days I do streams, because if I'm doing back-to-back double-header, triple-header streams every single night, I'm literally going to die. So I can't do that. I obviously need to kind of pace myself a little bit. So that's why tomorrow is an off day, because I did streams last night and tonight. But, once we get into the third round, I'll be doing streams every night, just with all the games. There's literally only 1 game a day. Even the second round, I might be doing that, so we'll see. All right. By the way, this is actually our 50th Watch With Nordic stream that we have done, so that is kind of cool. It's fun things there to keep track of. I can't believe we've done 50 of these. I wanted to do 50 in the regular season, but we unfortunately never got to that point. But that's okay. Red glare. The bump's bursting in air. Perfect, that's done. All right, let's do the Watch With Nordic record here before we get started. With the Washington Capitals, this is our, 6th time streaming them. We are 2-2-1 when we stream the Washington Capitals this year. As for Montreal, I believe we streamed them 2 times. Yeah, 2 times. This is our 3rd time streaming them. We are 1-0-1 when we stream Montreal this season. Game 2 of Washington versus Montreal. The 1 seed versus the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference is ready to get underway here. It's a huge and pivotal game for the Canadiens to try and tie up this series at 1. I did not watch game 1, so I'm not 100% sure of what all happened, but obviously I know the stats and everything. Starting goaltender preview here. Sam Montembeault in net for Montreal, 31, 24, and 7 with a 2.82 goals against and a .902 this season. In the regular season, he had 4 shutouts as well. On the other side, one of the best goalies in the NHL this year, Logan Thompson, 31, 6, and 6, a 2.49 and a .910, who also had a pretty phenomenal season this year as well, playing alongside this Montreal team. Why is my thing really glitched like that? Let me see if it's doing that on the... it shouldn't be doing that. Let's take a look. All right. Game 2 of Caps versus Canadiens is underway. Face-off won by the Habs. They'll play it here on the right side. Dumped into the zone by the Capitals. The Canadiens will have to regroup. Down low now is Mike Matheson holding that puck. Looking for options here to break it out. Matheson, a pass up then for Dvorak down the right side. He shoots it off the netting on the right side of Thompson. Picked up by the Caps down low. It's Roy with the puck, who sends it up to center ice. It's stolen back then by the Canadiens. Chipped into the zone by Josh Anderson. Racing for it now down low is Gallagher. He gets knocked down by Sandin. And they'll battle for it here on the right side. Puck will come free. It's taken then down low and cleared out of the zone by Washington. Strome here trying to race for it. And they'll just get off the ice as Montreal regroups. Here's Lane Hudson, led all rookies in points this season. Is likely the favorite for the Calder Trophy. Down low in the corner, it's picked up by Suzuki, who had an unreal year this year as well for the Canadiens. Down low is Slavkovsky. Throws it in front. Caulfield a shot. And it goes wide there. Picked up then at the point and thrown back behind the net. Then is Slavkovsky trying to pick it up here now. Carlson was trying to get to it too. It's stolen back by Suzuki. Over. Hudson will hold it. He tries to circle it back around. He has some room. And we'll look for options here now. Being tied up heavily by Connor McMichael. And Jacob Chikrin on the left side. It finally breaks free. And the Capitals will attempt to get it out. It's kept in low by the Habs. Hudson down the Slavkovsky in front for Suzuki. And the shot's blocked. And picked up again down low. Slavkovsky throws it in front end. Caulfield can't finish. He'll get the puck back. Moves to the center. He's in. Shoots it. Glove save by Thompson. And we got some pushing and shoving here early in this one. I'm not sure how the last one went. Again, I did not watch it because I was streaming the other games. And I actually was also at Royals. So I'm not 100% sure how that game went. But if anybody has any insight on it, I'd appreciate it, so I know kind of what I'm working with here. I watched highlights of it, but obviously highlights don't do all the justice. Showing off Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, and Uri Slavkovsky. That first line scored both the team's goals in Game 1 to force that overtime in the third period. The Caps were up 2-0 heading into that third, and Montreal came back, and obviously Washington ended up getting the overtime winner. But good on Montreal for coming back as a young team who wasn't really thought to be here. Battling for it down low. It's played up to the center then by Montreal. Behind the net now trying to get to it is Heineman. He's battling with, I think that is Alexiev down low. Trevor Van Riemsdyk will pick that puck up on the right side. Banked off the boards now at center ice. Stolen back by Evans, who clears it down low. Thompson goes out of his net to play it. Will fire it around and picked up then in the defensive zone by the Canadiens. At the point, it's Savard. He shoots it and blocked in front there by Van Riemsdyk. Down low, it's picked up by Brandon Duhaime. Up then for Alexiev, who's wearing the full cage here tonight and cleared into the zone by the Caps. Look at a line change here. A little over 2 minutes into this second period and icing against Washington. It's still 0-0 here in Capital One Arena. Thank you all for tuning in for this Game 2 live stream of these two teams facing off. I really do appreciate it. This is our 16th stream of the season. We've been doing a lot of these, especially, or 16th stream of the month, not of the season, sorry. We've been doing a lot of these this month, especially in the playoffs, and we got plenty more coming here in the coming weeks. Washington wins the draw off of center ice. I thought it was an icing, but I guess not. Puck is dumped all the way down the other way. Newhook down below the goal line, getting it down the other way now for the Canadiens. At the point then, Evans is intercepted. He forces it down low. And regrouping now is Montreal again. Goulet up to Laine. Laine sends Hudson. Stolen back then by Sandin. There's Mangiapane. Circles around, looks for options, throws it down low. And slid around then for Leonard, who's battling with Laine. Kept in the zone by the Caps. Leonard down low. Moves it in front. He shoots it, and it goes wide of the net. Puck will slide all the way out of the zone. It's a race for it now the other way. Roy's got Armia on him. He'll send it around then to Sandin, who will try to bank it out. Yeah, 400 in the last 24 hours, am I right? You can tell my voice is like, Nordic, we can't do this again. Here come the Habs now the other way into the zone. It's Savard. He shoots it. Saved by Thompson. Picked up then by Strome. Here's Strome now the other way. 3-on-3 into the zone. He drops it back for Van Riemsdyk, who sends it up to the point then. A shot, and it goes wide. Picked up then by Strome. He'll throw it back down behind the net. It's taken back then by Brendan Gallagher, who will try and backhand it out of the zone. Strome poke checks it ahead. Stolen back then by Gallagher and cleared into the Caps' end. They'll rush it in back the other way. Carlson clears it down low. Tom Wilson racing for it now. Battling here on the right side. Carrier. Wilson picks that puck up now down low behind the net. Circles it around. Throws it up to the point. Chychrun moves in. Shoots it off the pipe. Oh my goodness. First real chance there for Washington. Chychrun gets it back. Feeds it up to the point. A shot from Wilson. Saved by Montembeault. Rebound in front. And Caulfield denies Carlson's chance. He put a stick in front and didn't let him get to it. Canadiens clear the puck down the other way. Chychrun picks it back up for Washington. Carlson will dump it down low into the zone. Taken back then by Radish as the fourth line gets out there. Now here's Dubois. Picked up then down low at the point. A shot and a save by Montembeault again. From I think that was a Carlson opportunity. Down low now with the puck is Radish. Sends it behind the net. Racing for it here now is Beauvillier. Trying to gain control here in the zone. It's taken back then by Dubois. Up to the point. A shot! And that one goes wide there as well. Canadiens get it back down low. Caulfield over down low. A huge hit from behind there from Duhaime on Goulet. Puck thrown up to the point. Thrown back down low behind the net. It's Dowd. Dowd looking for options here as Washington seems to be running things here. Taken back then by the Canadiens as Caulfield will wait up. Hudson gets knocked down there by, I think that was Dowd once again. These Capitals are getting physical here early. Mangiapane into the zone. He's got Savard battling with him. It's thrown back down low by Demidov. Here's Heineman trying to move it out of the zone. Battling here on the right side. Picked up then by Evans. Evans clears it into the zone, and it goes out of play. 14:05 left here in the first period. Shots are 3-2 in favor of the Caps so far. No luck here still in terms of a goal, but good play here by the Capitals to kind of move the puck around here a little bit, kind of get the flow going, and you see it here so far very clearly tonight. Chychrun with a shot that went off the post there as well. Chychrun had 20 goals in the regular season, was signed to that big contract towards the end of the year. Definitely one that was controversialized by some people. I didn't think it was that terrible. Here's Alexiev to Trevor Van Riemsdyk, who dumps it down low into the zone. Battling here on the right side now. Leonard takes it. He'll shoot it back down low for Struble, who will bank it off the boards and all the way down the other way. Here's Demidov trying to get here through Alexiev, and he gets denied there fast. Alexiev will now hold it behind the Washington goal net. Alexiev feeds a pass up to Ovechkin. His stick is lifted, and it goes all the way into the zone. Down low now, Carrier. Hit by Ovechkin, and battling now down low. Ovi gets it, tries throwing it in front. There's nobody there, And it ends up going out of play anyways. A fast start here for Washington so far. No goals on the board so far. It's 0-0 here in D.C. Thank you all for tuning in so far. I really do appreciate it. All right. I know the SDPN's doing a stream tonight. I'm sure they're going to be picking up a lot of the viewers. Oh, everybody's streaming this game. Oh my God, everybody is. Oh my Lord. That's okay though. Doesn't really matter. It's just interesting to look at. It'd be pretty sick if like we could get more views than all those big name people that are streaming. That'd be pretty sick, honestly. Alright, let's start writing up the schedule that I want to do. So, I think Monday we're going to be doing, Colorado versus Dallas, Game 5. Hang on, let me get a new fucking... Alright, anyways, back here tonight from commercial break. All right, face-off coming here now inside of the Montreal zone. Let's see if the Caps can get something cooking here now. It's Strome versus Carrier. Or not Carrier, that's Dvorak. I'm thinking of Carrier's brother in Carolina with the 28. Man, you can just tell I'm so, like, locked out. Anderson versus Strome. Now it's won by Anderson. Matheson will carry the puck out of the zone for Montreal. Sends a pass up then for Gallagher, who loses it in his feet and cleared into the Washington bench by accident by a Capital. So some friendly fire there from Washington. Showing off Spencer Carberry, who is in his second full season as Washington's head coach. He won his first career playoff game in Game 1 of this past series. Again, this guy has not been around for too terribly long. Just, I think he's been an assistant coach for a very long time. Finally got his chance here as a head coaching role with Washington, and he's done a great job. I think, honestly, you could look at him as the top contender for the Jack Adams. Puck gets cleared in the Washington zone. Battling now down low is Radish and Carrier. Dowd and Newhook join the battle as it's loose in the corner. Still tied up behind the net. Finally, it breaks free. Matheson plays it up to Laine. 3-on-2 now for Montreal. Laine into the zone. A pass over then to absolutely nobody. And here come the Caps the other way. Dowd into the zone then for Duhaime. Circles back around to Sandin. Throws it in front. It's in the air and goes wide of the net. Down low now is Laine with the puck, who throws a pass for Goulet, as he'll wait now for options here in a feed, as Montreal gets a line change. That Laine pass was brutal. Down the other way now, a Dvorak then, back for Goulet, who dumps it into the zone. Carlson in the corner. Battling now is Gallagher. It's picked up then in front. Anderson, and he can't get a clear opportunity on it as there's too many bodies in front. Wilson hit from behind by Anderson. And Wilson didn't seem to like that one as we get a whistle here for... Oh, great. Oh! So Wilson retaliated after that hit from Anderson, and then Anderson knocked him down, and Anderson's going to get a penalty for that, I think. And there we go. That's Tom Wilson right there. Everybody in the league wants him, apparently. Oh, and yeah, both of them are getting a penalty. So initially, Anderson hits Wilson there. Wilson gets hit there into the boards. He goes down. I think Wilson looked confused. He's like, "Oh, who hit me?" And then he came back up to Anderson, and Anderson just cross-checked him down to the ground again. So some intriguing stuff there for sure. And we're getting penalties here now for both those players, as not too pretty. Not too pretty. And I think Anderson's getting a power play here. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Washington power play. I figured it might be a 4-on-4. Well, no, because Wilson didn't really do anything, actually. So, yeah, Washington power play here coming up. Their first of the game tonight. Let's see what they can get done with this one here now. All right. So, Capitals power play coming up. Let's see what Ovechkin and his boys can do. Washington's power play, one of the best in the regular season. Let's see how it fares here in the playoffs. Ryan Leonard out there on the power play. Wow. Yeah, getting the young kid out there. I like to see that. I think, again, I really like how Leonard's played. Caps fans can attest to this. His stat line is not that great, but, you watch the games, he's making a real impact out there on the ice. Matheson wins the draw and clears it all the way down the other way for the Canadiens, and they'll regroup now below the net. Carlson picks it up and moves it through the zone. It's dropped back then for Strome. Through center ice. Over then for Chychrun. Chychrun taking it in, tries backhanding it down low, and Leonard sends it wide of the net. Matheson will steal that puck right away and clear it all the way down. And Thompson will just wait there and watch. Here's Carlson. Down the right side. Tries throwing it back. It's intercepted. Here's Evans, who will just dump it back down low as he's tied up by Strome. Strome picks it up then for Chychrun. Up then for Carlson, who moves it through the zone. Over to Leonard. To Ovechkin, a drive! And it goes off of Montembault and down the other way. Montreal, shorthanded. Suzuki with Evans. Evans! Behind the net! And he couldn't get an opportunity down. The pass was too far away. And the Canadiens will just send it back into their own end and regroup. Carrier. As time winds down on this Capitals power play, it's dumped back into the Washington zone. Thompson now behind the net gives it back to Ovechkin. Over then for Sandin as they get their second unit out there. Sandin drops it back. McMichael to Dubois. Dubois breaks it into the zone. Will dump it around the net. It's kept in by Sandin. Over to Ovechkin, a drive. Blocked by Carrier. I'm sure he's hurting right about now. Picked up then by Dubois. Dubois loses control of the puck and almost dumped the other way. It's kept in the zone, though, by the Caps. Finally, Montreal will get it out. And that'll pretty much do it for the power play. 10 seconds left. They'll push one more time here. Sandin to McMichael. Into the zone to Dubois, who holds it and waits. Back down low. Oh, nice. I'll see you later, one of them. Battling now here in the corner. Power play concludes. Slides over to the point. Sandin shoots it as it's directed wide. Now McMichael battling here with the puck. Picked up then by the Habs. Here they come down the other way. It's Hudson down the right side. Tied up then by Roy. And battling for it down low is Sandin and Evans. Evans wins the battle. Hudson now at the point. Shoots it. And wide of the net. Roy will bank it around. Battling for it down low now is Evans, who sends it around then as it's cleared out by Washington. Picked up by Dowd. Nick Dowd's got some room. Through his feet, he's knocked down by Struble. Here's Radish now in front of Duhaime. Back to Dowd to the point. Alexiev shoots it just wide. Line picks it up now. He'll try and move it down the other way. Feeds a pass back then as Struble and the Canadiens will regroup with about 8:40 left here in this first period. Shots are 5-2 in favor of Washington. Not a whole lot going on here so far in this one. Kind of uneventful, if you ask me. At least so far. Here on the right side, Newhook will send it back down low behind the net. Gallagher picking it up here now, looking for options. He gets tripped. And no call there. At the point, thrown back down low. Gallagher gets it back, battling on the right side with Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk fighting with Newhook. Picked up behind the net then by Eller, who's hit and gets a good old reverse hit there instead. And cleared down the other way. Beauvillier in front! Saved by Montembault! Off the turnover feed. He nearly allowed that one himself. Down low here in the corner. Picked up then by the Caps. He tries sending it in front to Eller. It's quickly intercepted by Matheson. He'll circle it back around. And we hear some chants here from the Caps fans. As Anthony Beauvillier, the deadline acquisition, the only deadline move that the Capitals really made, did pretty good in Game 1 at a goal and assist and 5 shots. He looks like a good ad. Picked up in the zone by Montreal. Slavkovsky moves it in, shoots it, saved from Thompson. On the right side now, Dubois trying to get it here. Mangiapane picks it up then to McMichael, who sends it down the other way. It's stolen back by Hudson. Played back up then for Mangiapane. Mangiapane into the zone. Carlson a shot! And it goes wide. Rebound in front. And Dubois steals it the other way. Here's Cole Caulfield through the zone. He's got Chychrun. A shot! And it goes wide of the net. Down low in the corner now. Mangiapane picks it up. It's kept in the zone by the Canadiens. Stolen back by the Caps. And McMichael will force it down the other way and make the Habs regroup. 6:45 left here in the first period. Score is still 0 apiece through almost 20 minutes of play. Here's Montreal now moving it down the other way. A missed pass there will go into the Caps' end. Thompson will go out of his net to play it. Sandin to Radish. Radish back then up to Sandin, who will rush it through neutral zone. Gives it up and over for Dowd. Over then for Duhaime as it's shot away then by the Canadiens. Caps will dump it back down low. Montreal will regroup here with some time left. Here's David Savardi. Announced he's going to retire at the end of the regular season. Unfortunate there. He was somebody that I really enjoyed on the Canadiens the last few seasons. And on those runs with Tampa Bay. And I think before that, who was he with before that? Columbus, right? Sandin up to Strome. Back then for Beauvillier. Beauvillier down the right side. Will dump it down low into the Montreal end. Picked up then by Struble, who tries clearing it down the other way. Carrier throws a pass up as Armia over to Gallagher, and that is clearly offsides. And they'll blow that one. Some time left here in the first period. It's still 0 apiece. Showing off the 1993 Cup champions, which was Montreal, the last Canadian team to get it done. Oh, thank you everybody for tuning in so far. I really do appreciate it. If you are new, please do consider subscribing. We're off tomorrow. We have a stream on Friday night, which is Kings and Oilers. Just one, not any other ones, unfortunately. And then we also have 4-game slate on Saturday. So the grind does not stop in the Watch With Nordic series. Pulling up here the game that's tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time on the channel. Oilers versus Kings, Game 2. I heard Game 1 was a lot of fun, but I couldn't let myself get left out. So we'll be streaming that as well tonight. All right, 10 Eastern time. Perfect. And then I'm still trying to do it midway through the stream, but I'm also still planning out what I want to do moving forward next week. Looking at the schedule here right now. Thinking, should we do Ottawa, Ontario, or Ottawa, Toronto, or Devils, Canes? I think I know what the answer is going to be, but I should still ask. Man, Alexiev without those two teeth looks like a true hockey player right there. Face-off coming here now inside of the or just outside of the Washington zone. Canadiens again down 1-0 in this series, looking to tie this one up here, and hopefully go to Montreal with one apiece. I think that could change the real narrative of this series and possibly swing things the other way for Montreal. If they can win tonight, they take at least one in the Bell Center, and I think this series goes at least 6. Here's Gallagher, a shot. Denied there by Thompson, picked up then by Dvorak. A pass over then for Matheson, who sends it back behind the net. Carrier, moves it down a little behind the net. Over to Anderson, who throws it back up to Matheson. Over to Dvorak. Dvorak shoots it, blocked in the air by Beauvillier, and picked up by the Caps. Strome to Ovechkin, tries sending Beauvillier. He can't get it on his stick clearly, and now battling for it on the right side. Ovechkin picks it up, shoots it, and gloved by Montembeault with 5:01 remaining. Face-off coming here now inside of the Montreal zone. It'll be Eller versus Dvorak. It's won by Eller. At the point, Alexiev will shoot it, and it goes just wide there on the right side. Picked up then by Armia. Armia will bank it out of the zone, and Washington will regroup. Shots are 7-3 Caps. With a little bit of time left in the first. Mangiapane to Leonard in front, and they can't finish that one. Picked up then by Montreal. Here they come the other way into the zone. Laine picks it up. A pass over into the zone. Armia over to Newhook, and he can't finish. Oh, my goodness. And it's cleared all the way down the other way by the Caps. Huge chance there for Armia to finish something there. Canadiens will regroup in their own end as they have Washington pressure on them. Savard. Intercepted pass from Laine. It just goes right in on Montembeault.
Your local Ace is the largest national retailer of steel power tools, gas or batteries. You won't find the full lineup at a warehouse store. You can find it at Ace. Order online, get free pickup or free.
Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. We got another stream tonight. Caps and Kings, or Kings and Oilers, not Caps and Kings. We did that stream, but we're not doing that again. All right, just looking at my schedule, what I want to do. All right, 4:07 left here in the first period. All right, back here now. All right. Face-off coming now inside of the Montreal end. Won by the Caps at the point. Carlson shoots it. Blocked in front there by Montreal. Here they come now the other way. Dvorak will clear it into the zone. Down low, Slavkovsky shoots it in front. Blocked by the Caps. And McMichael will take it the other way. Wilson. Over then for Chychrun. Can't control it. It's taken back then. And it's an offside against Washington.
Immediately in professional hockey, had to start out in the minor leagues. He was waived, he was sent down, and he wound up in the Hall of Fame when it was all said and done. He's got a great
Face-off coming here now. Outside of the Montreal end. Showing off Marty St. Louis, who's been here for a couple of years in Montreal. Again, has done some pretty good things. What's crazy, though, is that Canadiens fans won't like to admit it to you, but I remember when they were talking about how they should fire him. I remember that time where that was going on. Habs with the puck. Matheson. Up then to Suzuki in the middle of the zone. It's dumped back the other way then by the Caps. Wilson battling for it down low now with Matheson in the corner. Picked up then by Caulfield. Through the zone, Suzuki gives it back to Caulfield. Here he'll take it in. Off his feet. Shoots it just wide of the net. Up at the point. Suzuki will send it back. And intercepted there. Gouli throws a pass over then for Hudson. Hudson, center ice to Slavkovsky. Down low then. Caulfield shoots it just wide of the net. At the point. Point shot saved by Thompson. Stolen back then by Washington. And Dowd will move it the other way. He'll backhand it into the zone. And battling for it now is Radish. Radish tied up by Goulet. Picked up then by Suzuki, who sends it over then for Slavkovsky. Suzuki trying to take it back. Slavkovsky picks it up again. He'll look for options and just bank it back into the zone and get a line change here now. 2:40 left in this first period. Shots are 7-4 in favor of Washington. The score is still 0 apiece. Battling here on the right side. Puck is played up at the point. Stolen back then by the Caps. Here they come the other way. Leonard to Mangiapane to Leonard. Mangiapane, a shot saved by Montembeault. Down low now. Leonard with the puck. Throws it up to the point, and the Caps can't keep it in. Alexiev will come back down low and regroup. It's poked down low by Montreal. Heineman with it. Looking for options here now. Down low. Eller feeds it up to Leonard. Stolen back then. Matheson shoots it back into the corner. Down low. Taken back then. Mangiapane will shoot it all the way down the other way. It's picked up then by Matheson, who will skate it behind the net and regroup here. Behind the net now as time continues winding down. About 2 minutes to go here now. Dumped into the zone by the Canadiens. Anderson in the corner being tied up by multiple players. Stolen back then by the Caps. 3-on-2 the other way. Strome into the zone. Holds it to the center. Fires it. And off of Monty's pads. Up at the point. Chychrun. Ovechkin! And a save! With the chest by Sam Montembeault once again.
Tomorrow, TBS brings you Panthers and Lightning. Florida won on the road in Tampa Bay last night. ESPN 2 at 7. Leafs and Senators as that series goes to Ottawa with
Face-off won by the Habs. Down low. Dvorak with the puck. Up at the point then. Washington trying to keep it in. They end up taking it offside. Montreal rush it the other way. Caps regroup. Down low now. Chychrun will shoot it out of the zone. Stolen back then by the Habs. And down low now, regrouping below the zone. Final minute of play here in the first period. It's still 0-0. Shots are 10-4. Not a whole lot of hockey here that is terribly interesting, at least so far. Cleared down into the Washington zone. Thompson sends it around behind the net. Down low now, Newhook. Waits. Throws it in front. Line and broken up then by the Cap Sticks. Wilson coming down the other way. Over to Sandin. Back to McMichael. Thrown down low. 22 seconds left. Stolen back then by the Canadiens. Newhook. Up then through the zone to Line. Line waits. Tries throwing it down low. Battling now in the corner. And time winds down here. 3 seconds left. 2 and 1. And that'll do it for the first period. 0-0 after 1. Not a whole lot of opportunities, but we'll see how the second period fares. And that being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack, go get a drink. Do what you got to do. And we'll be back for the start of the second period momentarily.
Montreal lines up, we saw the graphic yesterday, with one scoring chance. I don't know what to add to it. Yeah, one scoring chance, but what I saw was them poised, structured, and disciplined. They killed off the one penalty. Great period. That's what you want. You're on the road. Awesome first period by Montreal. Yeah, and another great start by Washington. This is turning into a really cerebral, sophisticated, structurally well-coached team on both sides. Yep. And it's great to see a young Montreal team get out of that first period again. 0-0, and I think as they continue to play this series, their confidence continues to grow. And it's all, for me, I'm fascinated by the coaches on both these sides. These teams are very good. The only undisciplined point was Montreal was the aggressor, really. So I expected Washington to be the aggressor. And Josh Anderson want to sit in the box for a couple. What do you think Gabriel Landeskog? We'll break down this third period. We'll shout at Tom Wilson, too, on the Lexus First Intermission Report.
Thank you all for tuning in. Got about 15 minutes here till the start of the intermission.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill from the makers of Humira that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt its relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and its PSA can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. TB event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had symptoms, Hep B or C, smoke, are present or formed. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Ask your rheumatologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
And take back with yours. When you roll, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door. CC's best with the Breeze bathroom. It's an outlet-free air freshener with 5 odors for 45 days. So even after every flush, you know your bathroom smells amazing. That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is uncontrolled despite treatment, it may be resourceful, not just a ruler. It's a back scratcher. So when eczema's out of hand, show it your spots, sis. Get itch relief fast, as soon as 48 hours, and get serious symptoms.
Man, no clips in that first period. That's annoying. Oh well. Doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal.
The most common side effects are headache, sweating, hives, and muscle aches. Get over your itch fast and get skin clearance that lasts. Ask your dermatology specialist about Nemluvio today.
Yeah.
Noah.
There's nothing like that first mistake. Experience the feeling yourself at a local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
I don't think they picked up on it. Take Discover. It's in the past, baby. You're the one who owns 13 pairs of parachute pants, and these are my 14.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Welcome back to the Lexus First Intermission Report. Scoreless after 20 in D.C. Steve Weaver with Mark Messier and TJ Stuber were sort of having a conversation while watching that first period. Did Montreal come out more confident in game 2 of the first period than they did, or was Washington not as effective as they were in the first period of game 1? Yeah, Montreal showed a lot more composure and poise today. I mean, you got to think about it. For some of those guys, their first playoff game, you know, I go back to what Matt always says. Whenever I hear him talk about the playoffs and winning the Stanley Cup, the mental grind and toughness of it. And this is the challenge for Montreal. When you have a young team and inexperienced players, even though they're playing great, they got great power play, all that, it's can you stay locked in mentally to those little intangibles? Finishing, making sure you take care of the puck, realizing the time in the game. Those are all things that you learn over time, and they don't have that experience. So right now, we're watching those things, and they're doing it. Lane Hudson, great example, great coach. We're going to get into it a little bit, but those are the details in the game that I'll be watching. Let's do it right now, then. Well, here it comes. They get it on the forecheck here. Lane Hudson makes a great read. He just, great read here. This is such a dangerous play. You can see where Washington centerman is going the zone. They're looking for a bounce. He makes the right read, gets puck, and makes sure he doesn't go in there looking for body for a big hit, gets puck, and then he stays above it. I love that mess. He knows that there's an opportunity to maybe get a shot, but stays above his man, stays above his out. And as a young defenseman, a guy that I think he was like 60-something points, 70, almost 70 points this year, he wants to generate offense, but realizing when to do that, when to pull out, understanding to stay on the defensive side of the puck. You have to do that against Washington. If he continues to do that, they're going to have good results. Another defenseman got your attention from that first period.
Yeah, I think the whole Washington Capitals had an amazing year, and Jacob Chicken is one of the guys that really led the offense for this team. A big, strong, dynamic athlete that can play in all situations. What an addition he's become for Washington. But you see the size of Washington Wilson here. Now Luc Dubois. Look at Luc Dubois. Go to the middle, drive the court, clear out the zone for Chicken to come in behind him. This is what makes Washington so difficult to play against. Their size, their grittiness, their toughness of the players that and all the skill players are all like Montreal or anybody else with the way they forecheck, the way they can grind you down little by little, and then have the finish to score goals with Ovechkin, who's another big man, and Eller and Dubois, all really big-sized guys that can shoot well and finish when they get a chance.
And good on Brian McClellan and Chris Patrick already locking Chicken up. Like, let's see, he's our future. We got a piece here.
20 goals, 27 assists, what a year.
Unbelievable, what a year. All right, still to come as we roll on in this Lexus First Intermission. We're going to talk with Gabriel Landeskog. He's supposed to play tonight in Denver. This First Intermission Report is presented by the Lexus IS. The fun of driving is serious business. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. There's no such thing as kind of amazing. Either is, or it isn't. Your pulse rises or stays steady. Amazing. You know it when you feel it. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing.
Just what are the chances of no goals? No goals for retirement? No goals. So no goals for your investment portfolio? No goals. What about a new home? No goals. Good talk. Stay on the air. No goals.
Talk to a financial professional today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Mass Mutual. Hear that? Stuffed cheesecake pancakes are a hit at Cracker Barrel with new Oreo or strawberry. Every bite delicious harmony. This season, swing by Cracker Cracker Barrel, where strange things. Taking a little brain vacation to the end? It's the dream. Why don't you stop dreaming and go? My budget's more instant ramen and sashimi these days. We use Priceline. We've got millions of hotel and flight deals on the menu. You tried the 60% off? It's super fresh. Japan, here I come. Arigato.
Organic soil from Miracle Grow has grown me the best garden I have ever had.
Good soil, and you get good results.
Look at that.
The broccoli was fantastic.
That broccoli. I think some of them were 6, 7 pounds.
Second piece, chicken menu. Japan. Introducing the very Canadian chicken feed, chicken menu, cream peppermint. Here for you.
All right. Still an intermission, folks.
Best deals on smartphones like iPhone 16 Plus. Oh no, with your choice about that plan. That's the AT&T guarantee. And right now, trade in your iPhone any year, any condition, and get up to $1,000 towards your new iPhone. The UFL on ESPN gives you unparalleled access to football.
Every snap, every play. We take you inside the huddle. Taylor Rachel, on the sidelines. We don't keep ball into the helmet.
Everything.
Look at that. The UFL knows what gets the people going.
The United Football League on ESPN. Saturday at 7. Welcome back to the Lexus First Intermission Report.
And now things are elevated. Forget about the practice sweater. Look at Real James jersey. The Avalanche captain will be back in the lineup tonight for Game 3. It's our late game on ESPN against Dallas. Series only even in the game apiece. And here is Landeskog with all the
Oh, Lee Hextall. Hello, Lee Hextall.
What does this moment signify for you?
It's a long time coming. A lot of hard work, a lot of time put in, a lot of sacrifices. Just like, it's just been a roller coaster, really. It's hard to put it into words. It's hard to explain it to somebody else who hockey is, and has always been my first love. And at 29 years old, I wasn't ready to give it up. There was plenty of opportunities to give it up, but I've always been hungry to come back and hungry to prove that, still a good play, and I wasn't ready to pull off the rest. I'm excited, and I feel good.
I'm nervous because I'm nervous for it.
Yeah, I thought we will be. Not yet. Obviously some butterflies and trying to just figure out my routine again. It's been a long time. Going from being a robot, knowing exactly what you're doing at every minute of the day. It's been a little different the last 2 years, so sit back into the swing of things. And been ready for this and been able to fine tune some things and he's the points per game player in the playoffs. You're injecting that into your lineup. You're already figuring to win the series. And then
All right, got about 4.5 minutes here till the start of the second period, folks.
it's just whether he's been able to allow himself to play, and he's done that. He's put the work in to get himself to this position. There's no doubt he's playing.
And we'll get started here with the second frame of this broadcast. Thank you all for tuning in. There's a lot of people who are doing live streams tonight. I understand this is a very high-profile game, but I appreciate everybody who tuned in to ours tonight. So thank you guys. I really appreciate that. So I definitely will not disappoint in this second frame. Hopefully we'll get some good calls, some nice goals. But let's just hope that this one doesn't go to quadruple overtime, because for some reason I have a very weird feeling one of the games we do in this playoffs, that's going to happen. So I am a little bit scared of that, but I'll hold my breath here for a little bit before I really panic. God, I've almost drank all of this water down here. Making weird noises. As a Devils fan, go Habs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would like to see the Habs. I mean, like, to be honest, I'm a little bit biased because I'm a Flyers fan. Of course, I want to see a team that isn't Washington win. But, like, I wouldn't be too mad because I like Ovechkin. And, you know, if he were to win this game and then end up winning the cup, I wouldn't be too mad. But I still would be just like, you know, as a Flyers fan, I can't put it in my heart to root for the Capitals to a crazy extent. So I would like to see Montreal get a win here, but even still, it really doesn't mean that much to me. All right, got about a minute 20 until the start of the second period. No goals in that first period, so we're obviously all tied up heading into here. Again, I keep talking about how it's very pivotal that Montreal gets this win here tonight. I think that they need this. It's a must-win type of game for them. If they go down 2-0 in this series, I'm not a huge fan of their odds, to be completely blunt with you. So I really do need to see a good period here out of Montreal for me to be confident in them. All right, let's get ready to start this second period, folks. I appreciate all of you guys who have tuned in to us here. Got a couple more commercial breaks, I'm sure, and then we'll actually get started here. They got to get their licks in, you know? They got to get their licks in terms of, you know, their broadcast and all that. All right, here we go. Live from Capital One Arena. Let's get ready for the start of the second period in Caps versus Habs. First period, Cap again. No goals were scored in that first period, so I guess we'll have to see what comes here in the second period. Maybe we'll get some goals. Maybe we'll get some other stuff that happens. Who knows? We'll find out. So face-off coming up here now. All right. Getting ready to start here. Just give it a couple more seconds. All right, second period live from Capital One Arena is underway. Face-off won by the Habs. It's cleared into the zone by Slavkovsky. Down low now, it's picked up by Carlson, who throws it around down low. Habs battling for it. Caulfield throws it in front, and there's nobody there. It's picked up by Washington now and chipped the other way. Matheson then, as Wilson skates in on him, picked up over by Slavkovsky. Cleared into the zone by the Caps, but Wilson was still in the zone, so it's offsides.
Sean, I just asked Canadiens assistant Stefan Robidas what the coaching staff thought when Josh Anderson was engaging with Tom Wilson early. They loved it. They said they were initiating contact with us last game, so for us to initiate it, it's great. We want to play the physical game. Obviously, we need to stay out of the box, but for Josh Anderson, they said that showed a lot of courage.
I think he's the one forward that
All right.
plays head-to-head with Tom Wilson, same style and body type. There's Stefan Robidas.
Face-off outside of the Caps or the Canadian zone. It's won by Montreal. They'll dump it back into the other zone and move it the other way. Icing here now against Montreal, and a face-off will come inside of their own zone. Showing off Josh Anderson. Took a penalty earlier in this game. Has had a good rejuvenation this season as a effective player, as somebody that I definitely enjoyed taking a look at here for sure as a, neutral fan who does not have a fight in a lot of these games. Thank God. Picked up by the Caps down low. Roy sends that puck through neutral zone. Ovechkin will dump it down low. Strome racing for it now. Dvorak battling for it as well. Slid out in front of Ovechkin, and he can't control the puck. He then goes down low and knocks down Matheson. He shoots it from the corner, and it ends up going behind the net. Roy over then for Strome. Back up to the point. Mangiapane will send it down low. Battling for it here now. It's kept in the zone. Ovechkin a drive. Shoots it wide of the net. Taken back then by the Canadiens. Gallagher trying to move it into the zone here now. Battling down low. Gallagher and Sandin. Dvorak throws it in front. It's a loose in the corner. Gallagher a shot. Blocked in front. Rebound. They score! Off the rebound feed, Josh Anderson. And Montreal takes a 1-0 lead. On a scramble in front from Logan Thompson. And the Canadiens take a 1-0 lead here early on into the second period. And I think it might be Christian Dvorak's goal, actually. Let me take a look at this one last time. Yeah, I think that might be Christian Dvorak's goal, actually. So Dvorak will get that goal in front. It looked like Anderson, possibly. It looks kind of close, but I think Dvorak gets that goal. And Montreal will take a 1-0 lead here in the second period. That is very pivotal there for the Canadiens to get something here in front to give them the lead. That's his third career playoff goal in his NHL career. His last couple obviously came with the Arizona Coyotes when they were in their playoff run a couple of years ago. In the zone now in front for Heineman, a shot! And a save by Thompson. At the point, Goulet a drive. Another save as it's directed back and wide by Alexiev and nearly went into the net. Leonard sends it up then for Mangiapane into the zone. He's tied up there alone. The Canadiens will take it back and regroup. Evans will clear it in. And an icing there against Montreal. A little under 2 minutes in to the middle frame. Christian Dvorak with the goal makes it 1-0 Montreal here early on in the second period. That is absolutely huge and very pivotal for the Canadiens to get a goal there for sure. But what a sprawling save there by Thompson to keep that one in a big dive. Face off in the Montreal zone, won by the Caps. Carlson at the point. Shoots it down low to Ovechkin. It's tipped wide. Down low now with the puck is Beauvillier. Beauvillier down low in the corner. Moves it now behind the net. Looks for options to Ovechkin in front. Up then for Carlson. Carlson to Chekrin. Dip down low. Saved by Anderson off the tip. Or sorry, Montembaugh off the tip. Carlson through the zone. Ovechkin picks it up then. Up to Strome. Intercepted as Montreal break it out the other way. It's Newhook. He's got, I think that's Armia with him now down low. Armia in front then for Line, who can't control it. Line to Matheson. He shoots it! And he blocked in front. And the Caps will clear now the other way. And that'll be an icing against Washington. Canadiens in the regular season, 26-9-2 when scoring first. So it's basically safe to say that Montreal insanely clutch there, 100%. So a big save there by Montembault off of that redirection feed to keep that play out and keep this one a 1-0 game. Hudson to Struble. Moves into the zone. Pass over in front, intercepted. And Carlson clears for Washington. It won't be enough for an icing, so the Canadiens will come back and regroup. Struble takes it behind the net now for Montreal. He'll look for options here now. Shots are 10-7 in favor of Washington. No shot in the second period, however, for the Caps. Down the other way, picked up by the Habs. Suzuki moving it into the zone. A pass in front. Slavkovsky, save, rebound. Thompson a stop. Struble, and it's directed back down low. Battling for it now in the corner is multiple Capitals. Dowd gets it up then for Radish. Radish with some room. Moves it in. Shoots it. Saved by Monty. And played back up to the point. It's kept in by Washington. Down low now with the puck. It's Dowd. Down low. Sandin saved by Monty. Rebound in front is Dowd. And taken back then by the Canadiens. Kept in by the Caps. Okay. Radish now. Down low in the corner. Battling with Slavkovsky. Trying to get it free. They do so successfully. Move it to the front. McMichael a shot. Rebound. It's loose. They score! Connor McMichael. Tie game. And that did not last long as Washington gets the game tying goal with some net front pressure. And they couldn't get, and Montreal just could not get it out of the zone. Connor McMichael. And the fourth line, I'm pretty sure that's out there, gets that job done. You'll love to see that. So Connor McMichael gets the Washington Capitals on the board. Yeah, McMichael, unbelievable player. Had a career year in the regular season as mainly kind of honestly a middle six player. Really didn't get a lot of ice time for most of the season. Did have some games played, obviously, but not a whole lot of time in terms of, overall ice time throughout these playoffs. And at least the games that I've watched, he's playing like third or fourth line. But the Caps have the power to roll off four lines. Outside of the zone, Van Riemsdyk will dump it down low. Wilson trying to get to it there. It's played by Matheson and cleared into the Capitals zone. It'll be an icing against Montreal. A little under 15 minutes in. And McMichael with the game-tying goal there. He gets the initial shot on Monty. He makes the save, and then he throws it in front. It's directed off of Struble and goes into the net. So some unfortunate stuff there in terms of, just luck in front for Montreal. But some good stuff there for the Caps. Face-off won by Washington at the point. Carlson holds it, moves in, fires it, and deflected behind the net. Battling now down low. Carrier picks it up. He'll try and send it around to Armia. Stolen back by Washington. At the point, Chychrun will try and direct it around. He shoots it just wide of the net off of a blind feed there. And Armia will take it now down low back for Matheson. Mike Matheson moves it down the other way. We'll throw a pass up then for Struble, but it's too far above his reach. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. Beauvillier in front to Strome. Rebound! Score! Dylan Strome off a rebound once again. And it's 2-1 Caps. Dylan Strome off the rebound feed. And that's a great tic-tac-toe play right there by the first line. Beauvillier throws it in front to Strome. He takes the initial shot. And a big save there as it goes in. Boom. What a play there to start off by Ryan Leonard. Woo! Bavillier, man, he's been such a good acquisition. I swear. Puck is cleared down in the neutral zone. Leonard will pick it back up. Leonard looking for options. Shoots it in front. Saved by Monty. Rebound! And it's stolen back then by the Habs. Cleared all the way down the other way. With the puck now as it's redirected and an icing here, or a whistle, I'm sorry, as Anderson took a stick there to the chest, I'm pretty sure. Something happened. Not ideal there whatsoever. And a power play coming up here now for Montreal. Okay. So the Habs will get a chance here to try and tie this one up. And let's see if they're going to be able to do so here and possibly force. And good, I shouldn't say good job drawing the penalty there by Anderson, because obviously he wasn't intending for that to happen. But on the bright side, at least you get a power play out of you, or a pretty rough injury right there. So some good stuff for sure. Canadiens power play now coming up. Face off here now inside the Washington zone. Montreal with the power play. Line up to the point. Hudson sends it to Caulfield. Caulfield to Hudson. Hudson back to Caulfield to Suzuki. To Caulfield. To Hudson. To Line, and he shoots it wide. Kept in though by the Habs. Caulfield. Hudson at the point. Hudson to Suzuki. They got Slav in front of the net. Hudson to Suzuki. Over to Line in front. It's stolen back then by Washington. They try and clear. It's kept in though. Duhaime steals it back. Caulfield intercepted. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. Shorthanded. It's Van Riemsdyk with Dowd. Saved by Monty. Played down low now. Slavkovsky with the puck. Feeds it up to Hudson. Almost halfway through the Montreal power play. Suzuki takes it around center ice to Slav. Slav will drop it back to Line over to Hudson. Hudson moves it in, shoots it, blocked in front, and Sandin will clear. Wilson will race for it. He's going to beat Line. Wilson, he's in! Save! Rebound! He shoots it just wide. On the right side now, Washington trying to keep it in, as they're doing a pretty good job killing this penalty off. Picked up again then by McMichael, who's knocked down. They're looking for a penalty. They're not going to get one. The fans are, that being. I'm sure Washington was too. Hudson drops it back then as Newhook will move it the other way. 33 seconds left on the power play. Suzuki will dump it down low behind the net. Up to Gallagher. Gallagher then for Demidov. Demidov tries throwing it in front. Stolen back then by the Caps. And cleared down the other way. Regrouping now is Matheson. 10 seconds left on the power play. Newhook into the zone for Demidov. Down the right side. Demidov in front to Newhook. Can't finish that one, and Washington will get it out. That'll do it for the power play. Good kill there by Washington, even getting some opportunities there offensively. Gallagher into the zone. Shoots it. It's blocked. Out of the box now, Roy moves it to Dubois, who takes it into the zone. He loses his helmet, and he has to come off. And he'll do so. Matheson then up to Struble. Down the other way. Struble with the puck. Being tied up down low now by Jacob Chikrin. And cleared down the other way. It'll be picked up down low in the corner then by Goulet, who will send it around. Over. And regrouping. Shots are 18-9 in favor of the Capitals. They have racked up the shots here through these last couple of minutes. They'll regroup in their own zone. They'll send it up. And Montreal steals it right back. Evans into the zone. Shoots it. Saved by Thompson. He'll make the cover. 11:59 here left in the second period. It is 2-1 Washington off of a Dylan Strome goal. And the Caps keep on with the lead. With some good hockey here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. So far tonight, if you are new, please do consider subscribing to join the great community that we have here on this channel. I know there's a lot of people who are streaming tonight, so I appreciate you guys all tuning in to me. I know I may not be the greatest, but I appreciate all of you tuning in.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best because it is the best. Gatorade, is it in you?
I'm a voice inside your head. And while you're typically athletic, right now, you're pathetic. Trip. And once you start listening to me, it's gonna be hard to stop. Shank.
All right. Pull this up. All right, 11:59 left here in DC in the second period. Let's see what Washington can get done here now in this latter half of the period. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here so far. Emily Kaplan talking to Spencer Carberry again. In his second year, I'm pretty sure, as the Capitals head coach. Last year was a little bit of a roller coaster. They obviously made the playoffs. They got swept, but in this year's playoffs, he got his first playoff win as a head coach. He's obviously been an assistant for a long time with Toronto. I'm sure he used some of the things he did over there and brought them over here to Washington. So some great stuff there, obviously. Face-off coming now inside of the Washington zone. It'll be Duhaime versus Dvorak. It's won by Dvorak at the point now. Hudson shoots it. Blocked in front there. And picked up by Washington now the other way. They'll bank it up through the zone. Dowd moves it in. Shoots it. And a save by Monty with the blocker. Sorry, it's just easier to say Monty instead of Montenbalt. Saying the full thing the entire time, it's just a little, difficult, obviously, but it's all right. All right, face-off coming here now once again inside of the Montreal end. They go to Ovechkin on the right side, looking to take a 1-T. Strome loses the draw. Down low now playing it. Matheson will throw it around. Strome trying to carry it down low. Dvorak will throw it behind the net. Carrier down the right side, picked up by the Caps. Thrown down low then by Duhaime. Ovechkin trying to throw it up to the point. And stolen back then by the Habs, and the Caps will regroup. Roy over to Sandino. Give it back to Roy, who will send it through the neutral zone into the zone. Bavillier shoots it. Saved by Montembeault once again. Monty kind of keeping his team in it here to try and keep the score somewhat close. 19-11 are the shots in favor of Washington here so far. Face-off coming up here now. Won by the Capitals. Stolen back then by the Habs. Slavkovsky moves it up to Caulfield. Caulfield will bank it into the zone. Down low now. Chychrun behind the net. Throws it around now. It'll go all the way out and back into the Montreal zone, and that'll be an icing against the Caps.
mean, we've talked about this a lot the last 4 years, Ray. Number 3 overall pick in 2015, one of the great drafts of all time, taken behind Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel.
Face off, won by the Habs at the point. Matheson throws a pass over, intercepted, and here come the Caps. Down the other way, it's Carlson, and he loses control, and Montreal will break it back the other way. Into the zone, Caulfield drops it back to Suzuki, who tries sending it down low, but it's stolen back again by the Caps. Behind their own net, picked up a neutral zone, McMichael up to Dubois. Dubois circles in, McMichael back with it. Waits, throws it in front, shot saved by Monty. Once again. Just about halfway through this game, halfway through this period, Washington with a 2-1 lead. Face-off coming once again inside of the Montreal end. Caps looking to make this a 2-goal lead. It's won by the Canadiens. Down low. Goulet with it to the right side. Racing for it now is Demidov. It's stolen back then by Fehervari. Down low. Picked up by Heineman, who's trying to move the puck around. Van Riemsdyk tries sending it up. Over to Leonard then, who will move it down the other way and backhand it into the zone. Montembeault will go down low to play it. Demidov then throws it up, intercepted by Leonard. Leonard into the zone, shoots it, and a save by Monty once again. Montembeault playing really good here in this game. Shots are 21-11 here so far. It's been some phenomenal work here from this Caps team to really put the pressure on the Canadiens here and not really give them a whole lot. Face off here now. Won by the Caps to the point. Van Riemsdyk, a slap shot, and blocked in front now as it goes down low. Armia here now looking for options. Down low, it's slid around then by Mangiapane to the point. Van Riemsdyk up, shoots it down low, picked up by Dubois now, behind the net. Dubois over to Eller. Eller shoots it, and another chest save there easily for Samuel Montembeault here now. Less than 10 minutes to go in the second period. It is still 2-1 Washington. Thank you all for tuning in so far. I appreciate it. This is obviously the only game that is going on right now. We do have Avalanche and Stars beginning in about an hour. But we won't be covering that until obviously when it obviously starts. But we will be following a lot of that game during the Oilers-Kings broadcast, which is what we will be doing earlier or later on in the night. So thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I know obviously there is plenty of other places you could be watching this stream, but I do appreciate you guys choosing here because, again, I know there's a lot of other bigger creators out there that are doing stuff like, obviously, Adam Wild, Hot Take Hockey's doing this stream, as I saw. But I really do appreciate you guys tuning into mine as a small creator here. So thank you.
I wore 26 growing up because of him. I'll tell the guys that they always give it to me. It kind of felt like a new season, obviously, when I got there. So it
All right.
really sparked everybody on our team.
Stanley is a role model to so many undersized guys who have made the league. One of the problems used to having his puck on his stick his entire life, and that was always on the outside. He's taught me that if something's going on, he needs to be willing to go on the inside, and he taught me how to use his
Face-off coming here now, once again inside of the Montreal zone. It's been Washington here for the majority of this second period. Down low, Habs will clear it the other way. Van Riemsdyk sends a pass up to Duhaime. It's picked up by Carrier now on the right side. Duhaime throws it down low. It'll go back up to the point. Van Riemsdyk then. Down low as it's thrown into the zone. Capitals holding it here now. Radish will send it around behind the net. Taken back then by Montreal. Stolen back by the Caps. Shot goes wide there. Van Riemsdyk shoots it and it's blocked by Dvorak. He shoots it again. Down behind the net. Dowd moves it. Shoots it. Save. Rebound in front. Radish waits. Saved by Monty. Puck up to the point then again. Van Riemsdyk to Radish in front. And Duhaime loses control. He'll get hit down low by Anderson and played along the right side by Carrier. Strome off the bench. We'll get it back down low behind. Picking it up now is Montreal once again through the zone. Matheson back up then for Gallagher. Gallagher shoots it and it goes just wide. Clear down the other way. Regrouping now is Goulet over to Hudson. Into the zone now is Newhook as the puck I think went out of play there for a little bit. And Gallagher looks a little bit stunned off of a shot to the net. I'm not sure, but again, Monson Ball playing phenomenal tonight. There's really nothing really else to say. They are playing phenomenal here so far in this one. Shots are 24-10. So just some crazy work here from Sam Monson to keep the Canadiens in this one. Puck is dumped down low into the Washington end. Roy battling for it here now. Sandin will bank it around behind the net. Laine will now rate for it. Laine moves it around up to the point. We'll circle back around. It's intercepted there by Sandin, who will rush it the other way. Sandin gives it to Ovi. Ovi then will wait. It's backhanded in front. It'll knock down Hudson. Oh, man. Pass over then. Strome shoots it in front. Intercepted there by Goulet, who will move it down the other way. Caden Goulet into the zone. In front for Newhook. It's dropped back then. Canadians get it back into the zone. Carrier can't control it. Laine a shot! And it goes wide. Struble down low. With the puck now up to the point then for Laine. Laine waits. Throws it back down low. Slavkovsky. Suzuki a shot. And that one goes wide. Newhook up in the air. Tipped then by Slavkovsky. Kept in the zone though by the Canadiens. Struble will fire it. Deflected in front. And back to the right side. Roy now battling forward here now. Picked up then by Caulfield. Caulfield trying to throw it down low. Chychrun then picks it up over for Wilson. Back to Strome, who will deflect it down the other way. Bavilla without a stick will get off the ice. Down the other way now. Struble sends it to Caulfield. Intercepted there by the Caps. Down low in their own end. 6:50 left here in this second period. It's still 2-1 Washington. McMichael with some room to Wilson. Shot! And a save by Monty again. And some pushing and shoving from Dubois and Matheson. Some subtle pushing and shoving there, obviously. All right, back in the Montreal zone here once again, where we've been for a lot of this period. Shots are, our scoring chances are 9-5. I don't know why we really need that, to be honest with you, in this period. Picked up now by Demidov. Ivan Demidov moving it through the zone alone. Will chip it down low behind the net then. He still has control. Looks for options. Waits. Will send it down low then for Evans, who gives it back to Heineman, and Canadians can't control it. Wilson throws a pass now the other way. It's too far then for McMichael to reach, and Montreal will regroup. Savard down low then for Matheson once again. He'll carry it through the zone. Demidov will chip it down low. Evans waits. The Demidov in front, but it's poke checked away by Carlson. A race for it the other way. Mangiapane picks it up. will circle around, tries throwing a pass up, and Leonard gets tied up down low. Ryan Leonard into the zone, pass over, and Alexiev's not there to get it. Eller down low now. Behind the net, being tied up by Heineman. As Hudson tries to play it around, it's picked up then by Van Riemsdyk. Up then for Leonard at the point. Leonard shoots it, deflected, save, and picked up then and cleared by Demidov. Kept in the zone by Washington. Van Riemsdyk, a pass down low then for Eller. Up then for Evans, who will finally get it out. Here's Demidov, one-on-one with Van Riemsdyk, puts it through his feet, and he can't get past him. Here come the Caps again, 3-on-2. Eller through his feet, and blocked off there by Carrier. Down low. Radish now trying to get to the puck. Stolen back then by Matheson. And played up and over for Gallagher. Gallagher to Dvorak in the zone. A pass back over to Anderson. And stolen back again by Washington. Montreal cannot seem to get into their own zone, into the Capitals zone. And if they do, they can't get in there for very long. Here's Anderson to Dvorak, who dumps it back down low. And we get a whistle here. Capitals still with a 2-1 lead here so far through this frame of the second period. All right, commercial break. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I know I may seem a little bit off my game tonight, but again, I did 3 streams last night, so I am dragging a little bit here. Got a nice nap in between. We got a Nordcast coming out on Friday. We're recording that tomorrow. That's partly why I can't stream.
Unlimited mini price pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza or pizzas this week only at Domino's.
All right. 4:50 left here in the second period. It is still 2-1 Washington. Connor McMichael with his second career playoff goal, who's been phenomenal all season. I believe he must have had one against the Rangers last year. But just some phenomenal stuff here from Washington in this game here tonight. Caps with it. Carlson sends a pass up then for McMichael. McMichael moves to the center, tries throwing it in front. Will get it back. Held then by the Canadiens. Kept at the point there by the Caps. Carlson, slap shot, saved by Monty. And they can't get it in front. Back up to the point. Carlson feeds the puck over then and cleared back down low behind the net. Picked up by Caulfield, who backhands it all the way out of the zone. And that'll be an icing against Montreal. With 4:20 left to go. Nice. Here we go. Face-off coming here once again inside of the Canadiens' end for what feels like the 100th time. Won by the Habs, down low in the corner. Dragged down there is Goulet from Wilson, but it's cleared down the other way by Montreal. Stolen back then by Washington. With the puck here now is Beauvillier. Into the zone, drops it back. Dubois looks, circles around, back to the point. A slap shot, rebound directed by Wilson. And it doesn't go through. Suzuki will clear that one all the way down the other way. He tried to send Slavkovsky, but to no avail. Cleared down low into the Montreal zone, battling now on the right side. In front of Vervilliers, who tries to put it through his legs. And it's stolen back by Hudson. Hudson to Suzuki. Suzuki over to Hudson. Thrown in front. And picked up then by the Caps down low. Vervilliers will backhand that one up through. And taken back then by Matheson. Shots are 26-10 here in this second period. It's been Washington dominance throughout this second frame since that Habs goal. Here's Newhook down the other way. It's stolen back then by the Caps. They'll clear it down low in their own zone. Radish up to Dowd. Dowd will try and bank it down the other way. They'll battle for it here at the line. Stolen back then by Montreal, and we get a whistle. And a hand pass. That's what they're calling. I was going to say, a penalty? Canadians have not a shot on goal in nearly 10 minutes throughout this period. So it's just been one of those games, folks, where, you know, they struggle to get something going. They can't seem to get it done. And they do get one, but then Washington very quickly answers back and gets a bunch of their own. And the officials are talking about something here is at the line. Let's see what they're discussing. And they're just talking about where the face-off's going to be. Okay, cool. Face-off. Won by the Canadiens. Played to the right side. They'll bank it down low into the zone. Battling for it here now is Alexiev in the corner. Alexiev gives it over to Van Riemsdyk, who tries clearing it. Kept in, though, by the Habs. Thrown up to the point. Matheson over for Dvorak, who shoots it. Blocked in front. And chipped down the other way. Picked up now is Matheson. Back over to Carrier. Carrier will dump it back down low. Taken behind the net now by Montreal. Anderson to Dvorak, a shot. It's blocked in front there by Dowd. Savard feeds this one over. Anderson, a drive and a save by Thompson. The first shot he's faced there in a little bit. Here on the right side, Montreal trying to pick it up. It's taken back then by Van Riemsdyk. And they'll regroup, and we get a whistle here now for something that just happened. And a penalty against the Caps. As Dvorak has seemed to be talking with Dowd there and probably telling him he hopes that he has a very happy Easter, or he had a very happy Easter. And Montreal will go to the power play here now with a chance to possibly tie this one up. And this is actually pretty pivotal here now for the Canadiens. If they can get, I mean, again, like Montreal is getting vastly outplayed here by the Capitals. But if they can score here on this power play, suddenly it's 2-2 heading into the third period. Anything can happen with a score like that. So I really do like the odds of that possibly happening here tonight. So we'll have to see. But Canadiens will get a power play here. They'll try and tie it up. And let's see what happens. Face-off coming here now. Won by the Canadiens. Line over to Hudson. Back to Caulfield. Caulfield to Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. In front. Tipped and out of play. For a second, for like a really split second there, I thought that puck went in the net. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But nope. Not yet. Well, not good enough yet. All right, puck here on the right side. 1:48 left here on the Washington power play, or the Montreal power play. Face-off. Won by the Caps. Carlson will move it out of the zone shorthanded and clear it down the other way. Down low now is Lane Hudson. Hudson controlling that puck. Over then for Suzuki. Back over then for Line, who moves it into the zone. Line shoots it. Saved by Thompson. Caulfield in front. And it's directed back behind the net. Slavkovsky throws it up to Suzuki. Down low, intercepted there by the Caps. They'll try and clear it. It's kept in. Caulfield banks it off the boards. It goes perfectly to Waugh. And he sends Wilson. Tom Wilson. He's got Hudson alongside with him. Wilson will Just shoot it down low and regroup back. Hudson picking it up now, moving it through center ice. Slavkovsky feeds it back to Suzuki. Suzuki through the zone then. Caulfield to the point. Over to Slavkovsky. Sends it back then for Line A. Line A. Down low then for Suzuki. Over to Line A. Waits. Feeds it in front and they can't answer. Back up to the point now is Hudson. Back to Line A. To Hudson. Hudson to Line A. Waits. Back to Hudson then at the point. 30 seconds left. Line A, a shot off the net. Final minute of play here in the second period. I didn't realize there was that much time left. Cleared all the way down the other way by the Caps. It goes in on Monty. And the Habs will have to regroup. 15 seconds left on the power play. That'll pretty much do it, probably. They got some time, though. Let's see what they can work out. Here's Newhook. Through the zone. Off to Suzuki. Back in front, intercepted there by the Caps. And they'll bank it out to center ice. That'll do it for the power play. As time continues to tick down. 15 seconds left. Newhook clears it into the zone. You hear some loud cheers here from Washington. Down low. In front for Gallagher. He can't finish. Time left. Matheson at the point. Waits. Shoots it. Deflected in front. And out of play. With 0.5 left on the clock. And it seems like they might readjust the clock here real quick to maybe try and add some time back. That seems like what's happening right now. Nope, never mind. Never mind, folks. We'll keep on going. So face-off coming here now in the Washington zone. Have to see what Montreal can do here. They got all their players on one side. Dvorak versus Dowd. Face-off, and it's blown dead, and that'll do it for the second period with some pushing and shoving here from these two teams. 2-1 after 2 periods of play. All 3 goals came in the second period. Dylan Strome with the go-ahead goal to make it a 2-1 lead for the Washington Capitals. That being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack, go get a drink, do what you got to do, and we'll be back for the final frame of this game momentarily. That being said, guys, I'm going to go use the bathroom. I will be right back.
Well, before that power play, they only had 10 shots on net, and they were trying to throw hope passes, hope plays into the middle of the ice. Washington's so big and strong, they're covering the slot area. They got to start shooting from the outside and driving the net and try to get some rebounds. 10 shots is not going to cut it after 2 periods against a strong Washington Capitals team. Options are very simple here. You got to take what they give you. And Montreal, take what they give you. Don't force any play. What's the hope play again? Hope play is throwing in the middle of the ice with not knowing anybody's there. And the Washington's just gobbling up and open one hand. Open one hand. Open one hand. You know you can put it up to Dylan Strome. I've been discovered second in the mission before. You got to have hope. What do we do?
Protect what's important to him.
And how do we do this? We help with cars. Home. RV coverage. Great. That's all I covered.
All right. Let's make a clip out of the Dylan Strome goal. All right, pull that up. All right, let's cook.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag of the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time.
All right.
You've always been ahead of the game. Excellence is your default, and Lexus knows that feeling is unmatched. Their standard isn't for the average, it's for those who set the bar and elevate it. So as you redefine what's possible, Lexus refines what you deserve. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing.
But it's too far above his reach and a 3-on-2 the other. Too far above his reach and a 3-on-2 the other way. Pavillier in front of stroke. The other way. Above his other way. Pavillier in front of stroke. Rebound.
You might be feeling exhausted, or you might be feeling
Reach and a 3-on-2 the other way. Pavillier in front of stroke. Rebound. Dylan Strome off a rebound once again, and it's 2-1 Caps.
The Stanley Cup playoffs continue Thursday on ESPN.
All right. That was it. Quick and easy.
Sheldon says obnoxious things all the time, but it's fine because he's special. This is not about Sheldon.
Very mature. Only pays for what you need. As you redefine what's possible, Lexus refines what you deserve. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing. Welcome back to the Discover Second Intermission Report.
Montreal actually scored first in the game, but the Caps come back with a pair of goals in quick order.
All right.
And see Ryan Leonard, Colby was getting his feet wet.
Ryan Leonard, first career playoff point, I'm pretty sure. I think.
And talk it over with Emily Kemp.
Dylan, what's so different about this game so far rather than game one?
Actually, it's pretty similar. I think, I feel like we were working in the physical play. I feel like we have a lot of practice now. Their goals and defending. We can't sit back in the third, though. We did that last game, and it didn't work that well for us.
You guys are getting a lot of shots from Montembeau. What makes him such a hard goalie to beat?
He's big. I mean, he gets in the way. I think he's leaving out some rebounds for us. We're just not capitalizing right now. The chances are there, and just got to put them home.
You're known as the stats guy on the team. You keep tabs with everybody's stats. Are there any teammates' milestones you're tracking in the series?
Quick and easy.
No, I think Ovi's one goal away from something, but I don't know. Willie told me not to be checking the stat back, so I'm focused on the game, and we got to keep it going.
All right, perfect.
Thank you. The stats are fun to check out. Look at some of these numbers.
Wow, an AHL playoff game has more views than this game probably. My God, Flow Hockey streaming a AHL game right now on YouTube, so that's probably why. But you know, about 11 minutes until the start of the third period here, and we'll wrap up the first game of our doubleheader here tonight. All right, perfect. That's uploaded. Pull up the stream on my feed. Let's get down some of the stats.
and this is what happens. There's a power play thing, and I see this around the league a lot on power plays. Guys want to expose the teams, that's great, but it's not there, and it's not going to be there. Washington's a good team. They were great on the year. They know what you're looking for. You got to take what they did. They didn't even practice line. The whole reason why they was on the ice was I think Ray made a great point too during the game is that Hudson is not a danger, he's not an option for his shot. He doesn't shoot the puck particularly well from the point. Washington knows that. They're backing off him, so he's really got to distribute.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I know everybody. I know there's a lot of other people who are doing streams right now, but I do appreciate you guys tuning into mine specifically for some fun hockey commentary here. We will be live for one stream later tonight. Take the day off tomorrow. Be live for one on Friday. And then we will keep it on going for a 4-game quadruple header. You're going to Dojo? Shout out Chase Sabloff, who's going to the dojo, apparently.
When it comes to your wireless plan, don't settle for less. Get more with a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk. More ways to
Thank you for streaming. I appreciate it. No worries. Thank you for joining my stream specifically. I appreciate it, bud.
And when you spend less with Straight Talk, you can get more moments to yourself by getting something for that.
Who am I cheering for? I would like to see. I wouldn't mind see. I just want Montreal to win so the series goes more than 4 or 5 games or whatever. I want to see it go longer. I'm all for long series, everything going 7 and all that. So I would be down for that, but you know. But I really don't. Neither of these teams are my favorite teams, so I really don't have a dog in this fight, to be honest. So, not terribly worried. Yeah. Got about 6.5 minutes here until the start of the third period. Again, this game can still go to OT. We still have yet to have a stream on the Watch With Nordic playoff streams go to overtime. We've had a few. We've had, I think, 2 in the playoffs so far this year. Or 3 games in the playoffs, but none of them have been while I was streaming. So, yeah.
of goaltenders in the Montreal Canadiens. Jacques Pointe, Ken Dryden, Patrick Roy, Corey Price.
But I do appreciate all of you guys tuning in. I really appreciate it. We got plenty of more streams coming, including some more content coming out on the channel as well. Tomorrow will be our off day. Then we'll be back at it again on Friday and Saturday with 4 streams. Good Lord. I'm already prepared for that. That's going to be absolutely insane when we get to it. Let me close some stuff here real quick. I can tell my thing's starting to glitch a little bit. Who's my favorite team? I'm a big Flyers fan, but to be honest with you, I really don't care about any other. I really don't mind a lot of other teams, though, so no, don't worry about it.
Just another day on the job. If this is what we do for love, see what we can do for your business. FedEx.
To go, wish you luck. Thank you. I appreciate it. Best of luck to you. And I appreciate you coming on. All right. 2.5 minutes here until the start of the third period. Little second period recap while we're at it. Goals from Christian Dvorak for Montreal. Connor McMichael and Dylan Strome for the Caps. It's a 2-1 lead in favor of Washington heading into the third period here very, very, very soon. Whew. All right. All right, less than a minute to go here, and we'll get ready for the start of the third period. Again, I just want to say thank you to you all for tuning into this one. It is much appreciated. I know there are plenty of other things you could be doing, but you chose to be here, and I greatly appreciate that. As we get ready for the beginning of the third period here in literally 10 seconds. All right. Edit this. Third. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Let's get her going. Hey, let's get her going. All right, here we go. Locked in for the third period of this first round matchup. Little game recap so far. Shots are 27-12 in favor of Washington. It has been a heavily outmatched in terms of the shooting department here tonight. And let's see what comes now in this third period. Thank you all for joining in here for this final frame of Game 2. A critical one for either team here in this series. If Washington wins, they take a 2-0 series lead heading to the Bell Center in Montreal. If the Canadiens win, they tie this series up, and anything can happen from there. A critical third period here for Montreal. If you're the Caps, just do what you're doing. Third period is underway. Face-off won by the Caps. Sandin throws it back to Roy. It's deflected off Ovechkin and into the Montreal zone. Montembeault takes it down low behind the net. Picked up then by Slavkovsky, who feeds it down over for Gallagher, who races the other way. Down low now is Sandin battling for it. Picked up then by Strome. Throws it center ice then to Roy, who will move it down the other way. Roy dumps it down low. With the puck is Matheson. Back over then for Carrier. Over then for Dvorak, who will take it back the other way. 4-on-4. Dvorak into the zone. Shoots it off of Thompson. And back down low. He'll feed it up to the point. Canadiens cannot keep it in. It's Hudson now that will wait here now and give it back for Goulet. And regroup now behind the net. Caden Goulet holds the puck. Pass up through the neutral zone. Intercepted there by Washington. Wilson moves it in. Will shoot it down low behind the net. On the right side, Hudson trying to playing it up here to the point. And it's blocked off. Cleared into the zone by Suzuki. Carlson behind the net. Throws it around then to Slavkovsky. Up to the point. Goulet a shot. And it goes wide. Down low now, Caulfield. Can't control it behind the net. Shot there by Slavkovsky and a save by Thompson. And some pushing and shoving here now. Once again. Face-off coming here now once again. Inside of the Washington zone as Montreal continues their early pressure in this third period. Again, if you're the Canadiens, you need to get something going here. And quickly. On the right side, puck is deflected all the way down the other way. A race for it now. Radish battling with Hudson down low. Radish picks it up now for Dowd. Dowd waits, shoots it, and goes wide of the net. A shot there from Alexiev is tipped away by Hudson. Down low now, Radish fighting for it. In the corner, picked up then by Demi Dauphin. Cleared down the other way. Racing for it now is Heineman. Heineman running to it with Alexiev, and they blow the icing dead against the Canadiens. Heineman tried to get to it, but could not get there in time. Face-off coming here now in the Montreal zone. It's Eller against Suzuki. Evans, not Suzuki. Pass over then to Newhook. He falls down and the Caps get control. Mangiapane now held up against the boards. A pass up then for Newhook. Over then for Evans, who takes it now the other way. He'll bank it off the boards and into the Washington zone. Roy now with it down low. Clear down through the zone. Caps will pick it up and dump it in. Eller sends it around now behind the net. Mangiapane with it. Leonard will try and throw it around now down low. Ryan Leonard throws it in front. It's tipped around and back over to the right side. Dvorak over then for Anderson, who banks it off the boards. Anderson racing for it now. Down low will look for options. Feeds it in front. A save there by Thompson off a Gallagher opportunity. And Savard will throw it now behind the net. Gallagher takes a cross-check to the face, I think. It's cleared down the other way. Montreal will pick it up here now. It's Savard who waits. Back over to Struble. And looking for options here now as coming out of the zone over to Carrier. Seems like they changed the lines up here on the defensive pairings. Puck is cleared into the Capital zone now. Battling forward is Wilson with Caulfield. Stolen back then by Washington. They dump it out of their own zone. It seems like Montreal now has control here for the latter half of this period. Shots are 27-15 here now in favor of the Caps, but the Canadiens are getting some opportunities. Wilson tries passing it through. It's blocked off and back into Thompson. And down low now, Carlson will hold it and clear it all the way down the other way. It'll go wide of Monty and an icing against the Caps. Face-off coming here now. In the Washington zone, won by the Habs. They keep it in. Down low. Demidov fires it. Blocked off a Carlson stick. Newhook throws it up to the point. A shot there deflected. And into the safety netting. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you are new, please do consider subscribing to join the great community that we have here on this channel. More streams coming up soon. We have a Oilers versus Kings stream in the next couple of minutes. Face off here again inside of the Caps end. And it's won by Montreal. Down low now, intercepted by Nick Dowd. Dowd on the right side, banks it off the boards. It's a race for it the other way. Here's Radish. He moves in, shoots it off of Monty. Now down low, Hudson trying to control it. Back for Duhaime behind the net. Out and over to the right side, picked up at the point then. Alexiev shoots it down low. Canadiens intercept. Battling here on the right side, picked up now by Montreal. Newhook moves it in, shoots it, and off of Thompson's pad. Down low on the right side, Demidov picks it up. In the corner, still trying to hold it here, looking for control. And finally it breaks free up to the point. Hudson or Struble can't keep it in. Savard will dump it in down low, pass up then for Newhook, who will just send it in and get a line change. Those boys were out there for a while. Alexiev with the puck now, clears it the other way. Gallagher intercepts it. Here they come back in. Gallagher shoots it. Saved by Thompson. With 14:54 left. So now Montreal is starting to get some opportunities here down the other way. And we'll go to commercial. Oh, never mind. Not commercial break. Face-off coming here now once again inside of the Capital zone. This is looking like Monday night, where Montreal had control in the third period. I wonder if they get the game-tying goal here. Cleared around the other way. Picked up now by the Caps. Through the zone is Chychrun. Chychrun will try and move it in on the right side. Picked up then by Montreal. Slavkovsky takes it down low. Back then for Matheson up to Caulfield. Over for Carrier. Carrier will dump it into the zone. And down low now with it is Chychrun. Chychrun fires it around. Matheson now battling for it with McMichael. On the right side. Cleared all the way down the other way. And stopped there by the Caps. Scoreless in this first period here so far. Or in this third period. Jesus, I'm struggling tonight. All goals came in the second. Carrier with the puck. Sends a pass all the way through the neutral zone. It's back into the Washington end. Thompson tries playing it around, stolen back then by Gallagher. Thrown in front. Dvorak loses control. Picked up then by Leonard, who sends it up then for Mangiapane. 2-1 the other way. Mangiapane with Sandini. Shoots it, and he can't get the rebound there. Here come the Habs now on the rush. Dvorak to Struble. Struble waits, fires, and a save by Thompson. Puck is in the glove, and some pushing and shoving here now, as tensions begin to boil here a little bit in this third period.
We're down to 13:36 to go. The Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN are presented by
Showing off Washington, who won the 2018 Stanley Cup. That was my first ever.
At AT&T, we confidently guarantee our network. Oh, no. What we can't guarantee? You and your teammates being too connected. What up, Dad? Double, I know.
I thought you said you know.
Connection means something. That's why with AT&T, we'll proactively make it right with a credit for a full day of service if there is a network interruption. That's the AT&T guarantee.
All right.
The Capital One Bank guy. That's me. Could we get a selfie? Of course. There's no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
So, what did you have fun with Capital One?
All right.
In for the win, brother. Out for the win.
All right. Gabriel Landeskog out there for warm-ups in Game 3 of Colorado versus Dallas. Some huge chance there for the Avalanche captain, who is returning to the lineup for the first time in over 2 years. Well, nearly 3 years, actually, at this point. Meanwhile, in this game, we have about 13:36 left as Montreal looking to stage a comeback here. And as for Washington, they're trying to hold on to this lead. Face-off, won by the Habs. Hudson on the right side will direct it down low now behind the net. Hudson waits, throws it up to the point. Goulet a shot, glove save there by Thompson. Both goalies looking pretty phenomenal here in these games so far. Got to give a lot of credit where it's due. Face-off coming here now inside of the Washington zone. Sandin wins the draw down low now. Roy with the puck. Passed all the way down the other way. Hudson breaks it up. Caps get it back. Here they come into the zone. Duhaime drops it back. Roy waits. Fires in front for Radish. Rebound. Loose. Duhaime, and he shoots it into the air and out of play. Oh, man. Oh, man. So face-off coming here yet again. Inside of the Montreal zone as Washington finally gets some opportunities here now. Face-off won by Ovechkin. He'll drop it back for Sandin. Sandin moves it in. Takes it around. Throws it in front. Stroma shot. Saved by Monty. Picked up by Sandin again. Another shot. And blocked by the Habs. Here they come the other way. 2-on-1 through the zone. Dvorak over. Armia to Evans. He scores! What? No, he didn't! No way! What a save by Thompson! Bavillier down the other way now for the Caps. He throws it down low. Oh my God, I thought that went in. Here come the Habs now the other way. Heineman through the zone, shoots it, and goes above the net there and around. Picked up by Bavillier now. Down low, Alexiev will clear it the other way. Wilson gets it at center ice. Tries taking it in. It's intercepted, though, by Montreal. Suzuki down the other way to Slavkovsky in front. And denied there down low. Pass over then for Caulfield. Caulfield circles around and pass up then to the point for Hudson. Dekes around McMichael. Hudson waits. Intercepted there by the Caps. McMichael, one-on-one with Goulet, will just dump it down low. And they'll battle for it here in the corner. I thought Evans scored that. Oh my God. Chikrin shoots it now down low. He had an open net. How did he miss that? Here's Dubois regrouping. Fires it and above the net there. It goes down low. Mangiapane gets it right back. Fires it on net. And that one saved as well. Wilson will bank that one off the boards and around. Down low now is Hudson waiting for it. Lane Hudson banks it off down low. In front then for Dubois, and he misses that one. It's cleared all the way down the other way. Carlson will get it now down low in the Capitals' end. About 11 minutes left here in this third period. The score stands at 2-1. Here come the Habs. Dvorak to Anderson. Saved by Thompson! Unbelievable! Chikrin throws it back then for Carlson. Over through the zone. Habs can't keep it in. And Savard picks it up now for Montreal. Logan Thompson, razzle-dazzle. Clear now into the Capital zone. Canadiens trying to control. Picked back up then by Washington. Eller, 3-on-2. Over to Leonard. Leonard waits. Circles around now. Coming in. To the front, and a backhand goes wide. Roy trying to throw it now down low. He takes it now behind the net. Picked up then by Gallagher. Gallagher will ready and regroup. What's up, Andrew? I'm doing good. How are you? Shots are 29-21 in favor of the Caps. But the Habs are starting to make a comeback here. Through the zone now, down low. Carrier to the point. Evans a shot and a glove save by Thompson. And he gets some loud cheers there from the crowd. Oh, it hit off the post. Oh, my God.
Self-appointed social chair. But her capacity to care is unmatched. You need Patty.
And the Royals are eliminated.
We can help you with a plan that's right for Patty. Let our expertise round out yours.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-sized pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza or pizzas this week only at Domino's.
Yep, I got it with all the money I saved with Lady Federal Credit Union. They really took care of me. Can't imagine what I'd do without them.
How much time is left? Good question. There is 9:59 remaining. Who am I going for? I want to see Montreal win, just so we get a longer series. But I don't really have a dog in this fight, so I don't really care, to be honest with you.
Logan Thompson's had a brilliant third period. Every goalie prepares a different way. This is before the third period, before the team comes out in the hallway. Thompson
All right.
exercises some focus exercises.
Thank you. Who's your favorite team? Shout out Hockey Kid 42. I'm a Flyers fan. Face off won by the Caps. They play it on the right side now. Wilson trying to throw it around. In front then, Montreal can't get a shot off. They keep it in the zone. Hudson directs it up to the point. Carrier, a shot saved there by Thompson. And he looks like he took something right to his blocker in it. Didn't look pretty. Holy crap, the amount of Ovechkin jerseys in one spot I just saw is insane. Here come the Habs now the other way. Suzuki into the zone. Tries throwing it in front. And cleared down the other way by Washington. Caps, Canadiens will regroup. On the right side, chipped down and into the stands. After it was cleared down the other way by Montreal. 9:01. Shots are 29-22.
Fortunately, Thompson well padded and okay. Under 9 minutes to go. Montreal is down 2-0 midway through the third period here on Monday night. Rallied to force overtime.
In the zone now. Here comes Beauvillier the other way.
Career playoff overtime goal. Evans. Played it back to Dooley.
Here come the Habs through the zone. Demidov to Newhook. Newhook throws it up to the point. Gooley with it. Waiting for options here now. Shoots it into the zone. Saved by Thompson on the right side. Backhanded down low. Evans battling for it here now. Ovechkin with it. As Matheson throws it down low. Up to the point then. Evans shoots it. Glove save by Thompson again. As Montreal continues the pressure, but they can't get anything through.
Game 3, Maple Leafs and Senators. Toronto leading 2-0. The series goes to Ottawa. Nick Dowd won the face-off.
Cleared around now by the Caps. Carrier in the zone. Down low now. Dowd battling for it. Off to Alexiev in the corner. Picked up now by Dowd through the zone. Chipped into the zone by Radish. Battling now down low in the corner. Hudson picks it up for Montreal. Up then for Carrier. Carrier will clear it down low. Into the Washington zone here now. Canadiens trying to take it down the other way. Pass up then for Dvorak, who dumps it down low. Picked up by Chychrun. On the right side, stolen back then by Caulfield. Dvorak throws it around. Up to Savard at the point. Habs moving it here. A shot from Struble blocked in front. Picked up then by Caulfield. Caulfield shoots it and blocked there by Chychrun. And he'll clear it out. And down the other way. Savard waiting here to regroup. Carlson now down low. Battling here now. Thrown up to the point then for Struble, who sends it back behind the net. Wilson Throws a pass up to the neutral zone. Stolen back then by Suzuki. Behind the net now. Carlson with it. Cleared all the way down the other way. Picked back up then by Matheson. Matheson moves it into the zone. Cleared down low then. Dubois intercepts. And will 3 to down the other way to Mangiapane. Mangiapane one-on-one. Shoots it. Saved by Monty. And Mangiapane kind of takes him out of the net there. And it's picked back up then by the Caps. Sandin on the right side. Will clear it all the way down the other way. Stolen back then by Matheson down low. Time keeps winding down. 5:40 left here now. Shots are 30 to 22. Picked up now by the Canadiens. Through the zone. Newhook with it. Intercepted there down low. Demidov holds it here now, waiting for options. Up to the point now. Hudson dekes around Leonard. He's in, and he shoots it above the net. That would have been a nice play if that actually connected through. Demidov. Up then through the zone now. Picked up for Newhook. He shoots it. It goes wide of the net. Up at the point now. Anderson will backhand it down low. Centering pass there is blocked and cleared down the other way. A shot from Beauvillier, blocked there by Montembeault and picked up by the Habs. Anderson into the zone, circles back around and clears it down low. Van Riemsdyk backhands it out of the zone. Dvorak feeds it over to Gallagher, moves it in, circles around, waits, up to the point then for Matheson. Over as the Habs wait, they shoot it, deflected. What a save by Thompson, who answers again. Carrier dumps it back into the zone. Down low now, Habs clear it, or Caps clear it down the other way. Hudson waiting for it here now, dished up then for Struble. Slavkovsky dumps it down low into the zone. Carlson banks it off then, intercepted there by Caulfield. So Slavkovsky in front and blocked. Rebound saved by Thompson. It's loose in the crease. Caulfield gets knocked down by Alexiev. And down the other way now, racing for it. Into the zone is McMichael. McMichael waits, will just get it back down low. Shots are 31-24 in favor of the Caps. We got about 3 minutes left here in the third. Cleared down the other way by Montreal. Battling here on the right side. Picked up by Roy, who will regroup now for Washington. Logan Thompson, low-key keeping the Caps here in this game so far, with very little time left. 2-1 Caps. Cleared into the zone. Down low, Roy with the puck on the right side. Eller. Intercepted at the point. Montreal has it. Matheson shoots it. Saved by Thompson. Newhook. Battling here on the right side. Picked up then by Washington. Here's Eller. 3-on-2 the other way. Eller into the zone. Waits. A backhand and a save by Monty. It's been an intense last couple of minutes. 2.5 minutes left here now. And let's see what happens moving forward. All right, we'll go to our last commercial break here before the latter half of this period.
What you say?
It's killing me.
Taco Bell's new $5.79 cravings boxes.
Welcome to Visible, the ultimate wireless hack. It's one line, powered with unlimited data
Whew.
and 5G internet for just $25 a month. Stream, scroll, browse, and connect with great coverage, plus unlimited hotspots and calls. That's a top-tier network at a budget-friendly cost. But you already knew all that, didn't you? Visible lives in the know. Logan Thompson's third period has been filled with praise.
All right.
From the goalpost on Jake Evans. This is a great stop on Josh Anderson through traffic. That stop dishes off the deflection of Gallagher. Just a brilliant save, and then Slavkovsky here. And at the end of the play, Cole Caulfield got slammed to the ice. Kelly Sutherland, the official, is now over at the Montreal bench. He was already at the Washington bench. Said that wasn't a cross-check, it was a shove. So in his view, as he told the coaches, that's why
All right. 2:29 left in the third period.
made sure that the Canadians are ready to pull the goaltender. They have the extra skater ready.
Okay.
They have their top guys on.
Face off in the Montreal zone. Won by the Caps. Cleared down low behind the net. Picking it up down low now is Dowd. Trying to send it in front. They battle for it here in the corner. Still tied up down low. It finally breaks free. Over for Matheson behind the net. Hudson tries drawing it now the other way. Dvorak then to Suzuki. Intercepted there. It's kept in at the point. Caulfield throws it down low. And cleared down the other way by the Caps. Empty net now for the Habs. Hudson holds it and waits. Will dump it into the zone. It's a very pivotal play here for the Habs. Can they get it done? Hudson throws it down low. Suzuki to Hudson. To Caulfield. To Hudson. To Suzuki. Waits. Shoots it. Blocked in front. And Caps clear down the other way. Caulfield shoots it. Blocked in front there. Battling now down low. Dowd tries clearing. Kept in though by Hudson. Suzuki waits. Down low then. Back to Suzuki. To Hudson. To Caulfield. Shoots it. Saved by Thompson. Cleared by the Caps. And... oh no, it's not cleared. They pinned the camera like it was cleared. Caulfield keeps it in. Down low, Gallagher. To Caulfield. Back to Suzuki. Suzuki. To Caulfield. To Dvorak. And fans on the shot. And cleared down low. Washington will try and clear. It's kept in by Suzuki. And cleared by the Caps. Final minute of play here in the third period. 30 seconds left. One last push for Montreal. Suzuki into the zone. Waits for Gallagher. Gallagher feeds it around. Carlson trying to shoot it out. Kept in though by Montreal. Hudson cleared by the Caps. 10 seconds left. They need to get it down the other way in 5. They'll dump it down low. Intercepted by Dubois to McMichael. And the Caps take game 2. Connor McMichael with less than a second left makes it 3-1 Montreal. And they will take a 2-0 series lead over the Canadiens. Okay. Well, that was an insane sequence there. And that'll do it for game 2. Final score, 3-1 Capitals over Montreal. A very fierce and competitive game. What a performance by Logan Thompson to give the Capitals a 2-1 lead. That being said, that's a wrap for this one. We're going to pan over to Oilers Kings in about 10 minutes. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new.